Hey everybody, this is Cyrock Omega, and welcome back to some more Dungeons & Dragons campaign planning. So this time around, we're gonna work on a little bit of, I guess you could call it backstory, partly objective for two of our main characters in the same campaign that I was working on before, that I am calling Memories of Dawn. And these two characters are on a holy quest for an artifact that one of them wishes to learn about, and the other wishes to use as a weapon against invading infidels. And let's first, before we get farther into it, let's get some music going here, some chill tunes. All right. Very chill. Super chill. Alright, so there are a couple things that they have already stated, is that they do not want their quest to actually be what they expect it to be. They don't want to be like, here we are going on a quest for the Holy Grail, and they actually find the Holy Grail. They don't want to be that. They want their goal to have been not quite, but not be exactly what they set out for. And so that gives me a bit of room for what I am to do. First of all, they had to have heard from somewhere exactly what it is they are looking for. So let's just first of all get a couple bullet points for what we're looking for. We're going for myth they heard. We want an origin of the myth. Based on the truth of the object on which the myth is based. Let's cut it in a little bit of a chronological order, an order of importance of sorts. Origin of the myth. Okay, alright, so, myth they heard. And of course I start streaming when my water bottle is empty. I am a fool. I am a fool. A thirsty, thirsty fool. Alright, so, myth they heard. Origin of the myth. Truth of the object on which the myth is based. Okay, what else are the steps here? So, they have a source on which they want to find. They have a lead that it is in the islands of Aurelian. And they are from an area to the south, from different nations, but relatively close to each other. Their origins are closer to each other than they are to where this is. Let's see. Truth of the object on which it's based. And then, also, a fine that can be used. So this is for one of the characters, the one that wants to use it as an object. I would like him to come back with some kind of magical object. Like, this is very end game sort of thing for him. That he would come back with a magical artifact that would be able to help in his war against these invading heathens. So okay. Actually, we should probably, I mean, it doesn't matter the order that we're putting this in right now, but I would kind of like myth they heard, truth about the myth, and its origin. So if we establish what the thing is, we can then trace the path forwards in time to how that myth came about. And let's work on some hypotheticals here. Let's go. Possible objects. Possible we will have an artifact, which will be what they will end with, and the quote unquote artifact. All right, we'll go with magical spell of catastrophic power. Let's just actually make this that. And have this one be indented in this way. We'll just have these like notes and partly listing out our ideas. Magical spell of catastrophic power. A great beast. Once used as a war machine. I'm getting some good ideas. I'm getting some interesting ideas. All right, we'll go with a legendary foundry that created magical weapons. Wizards. Let's just get rid of the A's. It's bugging me. Great beast. We don't need A. Superfluous. With let's go with a I kind of like the idea of a group or an organization of wizards being called a tower. It's like it's a wizard's tower is not necessarily a tower. It's kind of like a murder of crows. It's a tower of wizards. I think that's kind of funny. Because I mean, you always use the colloquial wizard's tower. It's such a trope. I'm curious for the origin of the wizard's tower. I'm gonna look it up on TV tropes to see if they've got something on there. This is just a total tangent, but I'm curious. Wizard's Tower. Mage Tower, okay. You ever wonder why mages build their tower at Lake Callanhead? Do they have an aversion to practicality or something? Alistair, Mage of Dragon Age Origins. That's nice. Wizards often... Yeah, alright, let's actually bring this up. I'm just kind of curious. Let's... Alright. Kind of just made a new source for this. I like it to be centered. There it is. Alright, cool. So yeah, Mage Tower. Sometimes, let's see. Subtrope of the tower may originate from the fact that many traditions link magic with astronomy or astrology, making the top of a tower a common sense place for a mage to hang out. The high tower also conveys a sense of isolation from normal people, like an ivory tower sort of thing, which a magician can use to study in peace, much the same way the monasteries are often on mountaintops. Are they? Okay. Another sense, well, sure, okay. When I think monasteries, I normally think like around a vineyard, but whatever. I think like monasteries kind of more of an Eastern sense. High towers are ancient symbols of arrogance and hubris. That goes through all this, like, their myth? Western animation. Manhwa? What the hell's manhwa? Is that manga? Okay, yeah. Come on, dude. Manhwa! Literature. Lord of the Rings. In Tower or Think. Oh. Why did I not think of that? Freaking Isengard, of course. I feel that's a logical place. Hey, Rickhook, how's it going? Oh, it's Korean. Gotcha. So it's not manga, it's... Learn something new every day. Thank you. Now I sound kind of like an idiot. I should have... Like, this is... Yeah, okay, that's a symbol is... Gotcha. Alright, cool. Anyway, let's get back to this. The actual creation here. Alright, so. A, wizard group. City of great riches and power. They're all cool things that definitely could be the source of the myth. Needless things that I'm saying. There we go. Ordered. Nice and orderly. Alright, so yeah, magical spell. And if anyone has any thoughts of what kind of false artifact this could be, I would be happy to hear you out. Always looking for different things. Let's clarify this. Way artifact became myth. Alright, this I actually have an idea for. That's kind of important. A crown of... Oh, and also one thing, they said they don't really want it to be like a sword. They don't want it to be... a magical sword, like just find Excalibur or whatever. They feel that would be kind of cliche. So I'll put that under what they heard. Magical sword. Like, slash weapon. Alright, something unexpected, exactly. That's also a good point, something that doesn't belong in the place where it's at. Like something completely out of place. How about something that's like, this is a very Western setting, what if somehow an object is like an Eastern sorta something that you wouldn't find in like a European setting, something you might find in like China or Japan in a fantasy setting. Or maybe about that could be interesting. Puts that under possible truth. Something out of place. Like it should be in a totally different cultural, if not planar setting. Something made of jade. That's excellent. Setting. Jade. Statue. That's something that is very East Asian. Maybe specifically China. Like, I don't really know if jade is very well associated with Japan or even Korea. That'd be kind of interesting. Maybe a katana? Like, I mean, no, that's the thing. Is they do not want it to be a sword or an explicit weapon. I'm gonna look up what are some of the Chinese artifacts you can get in Crusader Kings 2. And that would be pretty neat. The artifacts. Crafted Jade Dragon artifact. Okay. Here we go. Let's bring this up. They use like a weapon or some... probably a utility. It might... Something that might function kind of like a weapon, but I don't... But they've said they don't want it to be like a sword. Alright. Making all things connect. My stream is gonna... there's consistency in my streaming. Oh, not that one. Alright, here we go. Here we've got the wiki with all of the artifacts from Crusader Kings 2. Items that you... in the whole setting, if for some reason any viewer is watching for D&D stuff and doesn't know anything about Crusader Kings 2, it's a game that I play a lot. You play in the medieval era. You play as a character. It can be anywhere from a count, duke, king, or emperor. Could also be a patrician of a republic. You can play anywhere from Western Europe, Northern Africa, the Middle East, all the way, like, all in Europe, all the way to India. But you cannot play in China, because China is a very different... you can assume as much that the reason you don't really play in China because it doesn't really work. Necklace that stops things in place. Hold it. That's kind of neat. Okay. Yeah, I do like that. That's a good idea. Alright, so yeah, in China, it's not really a feudal system, which is the feudalness in Crusader Kings is very important to the mechanics. You can't really do the same kind of feudal thing in China. And also China, at a lot of points that the game starts in, is unified and could just bulldoze everything, pretty much. You know, the only way they could really make it a challenge is if China was a, what do you call it? Was incredibly difficult to manage, and you really wouldn't be able to expand militarily. And it was all just political. And a lot of people wouldn't like that. Alright, so yeah. I will quickly write that down. It's a necklace that can freeze things in place. Alright, now we'll go through this. Alright, so Jade Dragon statue, pretty cool. Could have magical things. Dragon amulet. Amulets tend to have fancy magical things. Artwork. How could a piece of art... How could a piece of art have magical... have some kind of super powerful thing? You could enter the painting? I don't know if that really works. It's kind of the only thing I can think of at the moment. Let's see. Calligraphy. Off-map China. Get short name. Calligraphy. Alright, so yeah, Chinese calligraphy. Would be a magical scroll, a spell. Another statue, a sculpture. Ceremonial robes. We could look at the DMG and see what kind of magical thing. What are make Dorian Gray? Yeah, that's a good point. Got a lot of good ideas. All right, okay. So it doesn't need to necessarily be the source of some sort of power. It could be the means to destroy something. A painting or work of art Like Dorian Gray. Is it? I'm guessing it's. Is it A or E? I feel like it'd be E because it was Oscar Wilde and he's English. GRE English. E is the English. A American. Dorian Gray. It is A. Really? Oh, hold on. Was it not Oscar Wilde? Good. Yeah, it was Oscar Wilde. Okay. Huh. Interesting. It is A. That's curious. Like, what is it, the surname? Or maybe GRE developed later than the writing of the novel in England, and it just never, like, GRA is the older style and it developed as a newer thing in England? I don't know. Weird. Alright, artifacts. Artifacts like robes in the DMG. And it could be ooh. Alright, I got one. I got a good thing here. I don't know what I would want it to be. I'm just gonna keep it vague right now. It could be the objects that a villain is searching for. And, like, of course, like, this is not... It doesn't necessarily need to be something that will give superpowers to the PCs. It could be something that the PCs want to destroy the instant they know exactly what it is. It could be something that they could be debating about. It could be something so powerful that they may not even want to give it to their liege. Which kind of makes me think of means of creating and controlling spheres of... Oh man, I've been wanting to use these. Annihilation. How do you spell annihilation? Annihilation. Snowhalation. And I'm actually making a spheres of annihilation are actually going to be kind of important to these characters' religion, because like their messiah was executed by using a sphere of annihilation and then returned from it, which should be impossible by any measure of anything. So basically what a sphere of annihilation is, if you don't know, It's a thing that annihilates absolutely anything it touches, except for like certain magical artifacts that it damages or something like that. Like most things, if you touch it, it's gone. If you put your finger into it, your finger is gone. Like, you put your finger into it and you pull your hand back, your finger is gone. If you put your head into it, your head has been obliterated. And you're just straight up dead. No saves, nothing. Gone. Rod of Rulership. What is that? What is a Rod of Rulership? You can use an action to present the rod and command obedience from each creature of your choice that you can see within 120 feet of you. Each target must succeed on a DC Wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for 8 hours. While charmed in this way, the creature regards you as its trusted leader. If harmed by you or your companions, or commanded to do something contrary to its nature, target ceases to be charmed in this way. Rod can be used again, can't be used again until the next dawn. Alright, this is a rare. This is rare. Rod of Resurrection. But I don't like Resurrection. Generally, yeah, a black hole but without the gravity. Pretty much. Pretty much. I don't like Resurrection. It's not that, I feel like Resurrection makes the game less interesting in a lot of ways, and I kinda don't like it, I don't want it to. It doesn't really work with some things about the campaign setting that I've established. So I might let reincarnation be a thing, but I don't know. Rod of Lordly Might. Rod has a flanged head, and it functions as a magical mace that grants a +2 to attack and damage rolls. Rod has properties associated with 6 different buttons that are set in a row against the along the haft. It has 3 other properties as well, detailed below. 6 buttons. You can press one of the rod's 6 buttons as a bonus action. A button's effect lasts until you push a different button or until you push the same button again, which causes the rod to revert to its normal form. Ooh. If you press button 1, the rod becomes a flame tongue, as a fiery blade spouts from the end opposite the rod's flanged head. Choose the type of sword. If you press button 2, the rod's flanged head holds down, and the 2 crescent-shaped blades spring out. Transform the rod into a magic battle axe that grants a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. So yeah, it's like so on and so forth. Okay, like 3 of them are weapons. Button 4 is a climbing pole up to 50 feet long. It surfaces as hard as granite, a spike at the bottom, and 3 hooks at the top of the anchor hole. It can, I'm guessing you can use that, they penetrate that stuff. And you can make a ladder out of it. You get button 5, transforms into a handheld battering ram. And grants the user plus 10 to strength checks made to break through doors, barricades, and other barriers. That's cool. Oh, and the 6th one, it's the rod remains, well, zooms or remains in its normal form and indicates magnetic north. Nothing happens if the function of the rod is used in a location that has no magnetic north. I'm glad they specified. The rod also gives you knowledge of your approximate depth beneath the ground and your height above it. Also, when you hit a creature with a melee using this rod, you can force the target to make it DC 17 Constitution saving throw. On a failure, the target takes an extra 46 necrotic damage, and you regain a number of hit points equal to half the necrotic damage. Property can't be used again until the next dawn. That's Drain Life. You can also use Paralyze and Terrify. That's cool. Alright, let's look back at the list over here. So ceremonial and silk robes. So magical robes. Water clock. Neat. Jen. Cool sword. Alright, thanks for dropping by, Recook. See you later. Have a good night. Small figure, Chinese arm protector. Some kind of shield. Shield or armor. Magical shield or armor, that would be good. I mean, it could be, this could be anything, really. Crossbow. Ooh, a Juge crossbow. Hold on. Is that like a repeating crossbow? Oh my goodness, a repeating crossbow. A magical repeating crossbow. Repeating crossbow. Invented during the Warring States period. Just looking it up on Wikipedia. Remained in use until the late Qing Dynasty, which was like ended in 1912. That's super cool. Alright. Books. Ooh, magical tome. I mean, it could be any wondrous item, really. Alright. Let's put down Juge. Eating crossbow. And probably put magical. I mean, just a repeating crossbow. Or magical, or like 10,000. Dire docks, man. Good stuff. Alright. Rod of useful items. Like, robe of useful items. I think that'd be funny. Because it's just like a gross, tattered looking robe that has a bunch of patches on it that look like things. And you take the patches off and they become real. Alright, I'll read it exactly. Robe of useful items. Wondrous item, uncommon. This robe has cloth patches of various shapes and colors covering it. While wearing the robe, you can use an action to detach one of the patches, causing it to become the object or creature it represents. Once the last patch is removed, the robe becomes an ordinary garment. The robe has 2 of each of the following patches: dagger, bullseye lantern filled and lit, steel mirror, 10-foot pole, hempen rope, 50-foot coiled, and a sack. In addition, the robe has 44 other patches. The DM chooses the patches or determines them randomly. It could be a bag of 100 gold pieces, silver coffer, 1 foot long, 6 inches wide and deep, worth 500 gold, an iron door, 10 gems, each worth 100 BP, a wooden ladder, 24 feet long, a riding horse, a pit, 4 potions of healing, a rowboat, spell scroll containing 1 spell of 1st to 3rd level, 2 mastiffs, a window, or a portable ram. A robe of useful items. You go on a harrowing quest far from your home and you get a robe of magical, a robe of normal trinkets in a magical way. They're useful. You can't deny it. Just imagine coming back from a great harrowing pilgrimage and it's like, I got you this. It's really neat, really useful, my lord. What is it? A bunch of stuff you can just get already. But you can take it with you on your clothes, man. Maybe I could just make it super powerful and have it so that it doesn't run out. So you have like practically infinite money or something. Infinite iron doors. Probably you can only use one of these patches. Once a day at most. Robe of Stars could be cool. That could be interesting because it allows you to move the astral plane, which feels like it'd be something really neat and magical, and it just looks super cool. It looks like a real night sky, like with a nebula at the lower third of it. really cool looking. What else can we 96? Some of these rings would be super neat. I could make it like an evil sword. That could be neat. The 9 Lives Stealer. Like they go looking for a great and glorious weapon. They find a horrendous one with skulls. It's like all black. Necklace of prayer beads. The 9 Lives Stealer sounds cool. Words. Necklace of prayer beads. Wondrous item rare. I dig it. Mithril armor. That's an armor is not too fancy. Alright, hold on. Someone from an ancient time with great knowledge trapped in a mirror of life trapping. Which is a thing, it's a mirror that traps people. And they don't age. Galleon of Thoughts, that could be very useful. Gone Thought. Base of Terror. As will see charges, well, this wave. Each creature, For its action, it can only use a dash action or try to escape from the back, prevents it from moving. If it has nowhere it can move, the creature can use a dodge action. Then that's cool. Base of Terror. I'm just listing a bunch of neat items at this point. Alright, I should get some water. Also, I get a little bit of a potty break. Oops. Like the whole thing there. When it minimized like that. That's a little weird. Alright, anyway, hold on one second while I get this up. Okay, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Don't go nowhere. Enjoy the chill tunes. not back yet. I still need to do something, but I noticed that I should have... Where's iTunes? Hold on. iTunes should really be on the break screen as well. Just in case something like this happens. Is it window capture? No, window capture. iTunes. Hold on. That will do for now. Okay, I'll be back in just 1 minute and get some more water. Okay, I am back. And I came up with another idea while I was... Yeah, I'll just say it while I was pooping. I came up with another idea. Go with, a bound being of great power that could be controlled or set free. Very genie sort of thing, but we'll also say it could be a revenant, angel, devil, demon. What other things could it possibly be? Yeah, we'll go with that, etc. Let us see other artifacts. Just making artifacts. Also, man, a book of vile darkness. Yeah, I mean, they could find it, but what do they do with the Book of Vile Darkness? Exalted Deeds. That's kind of like the opposite end of it. Yeah, it could be a Book of Exalted Deeds or a Book of Vile Darkness. Cool, yeah. Those are all certainly options. Any sort of artifact could be really cool. I can make my own as well. And an Eye of the Vecna. That'll be a real one, the realest one. Alright. Orb of Dragonkind, that could be pretty useful. I think, I don't know what it does. Alright, it's like an orb of calling dragons. And some degree of control. You can, while you control the orb, you can use an action to cause the artifact to issue a telepathic call that extends to in all directions for 40 miles. Evil dragons rage feel compelled to cause the orb as soon as possible by the most direct route. Dragon deities such as Tiamat are unaffected by this call. Dragons drawn to the orb might be hostile towards you for compelling them against their will. Once you have used their property, this property, you have to use again for an hour. Get a number of spells as well. Sort of cast. Good old super evil sword. Wand of Orcus. I don't think that'll be it. Cool from sword too. That one might be a cool one. Sort of cast. Oz? If it's gotta be a sword, it's gotta be one they wouldn't expect. Alright, yeah, I'll put that down. That's a possibility. Could be quite useful. Those blessings, like supernatural gifts. Epic boons. Those are always fun. Wow. A boon of high magic. You gain 1 9th level spell slot, provided that you already have one. That's crazy. An epic boon somehow. Alright, I had another idea that I had planned for this. Let's see. What exactly is a circlet? I wanna... A circlet is kind of like a tiara. What is a crown? Crown is generally a much larger thing. Alright. Circlet. Possessed by the main villain. We'll put that in quotes. Main villain. He's gonna be the main villain. But, I mean, you know, things can change. The PCs can do what they want. Circlet possessed by the main villain. Allows him to find a creature and its descendants. That's an S. To his will, to users' will some way until released. This is This is the one that I feel is... I want to use this. I don't know if I want this to be the artifact they are looking for. But perhaps it could be more useful. I actually have an idea for a second campaign that could take place after they were to bring this item to the ruler. So maybe, yeah, I think this should easily be the most powerful item they find. It has to be a willing participant. They don't have to know everything about it, but they have to agree to this power to be used on them. And the item they find that could be the quote-unquote artifact they were looking for could be any number of these things. Could be a couple of these things. This one with the how do you spell necklace? Necklace. Necklace? Necklace. And close the parentheses there as well. What other thing could it be? I'm gonna look back in the book. It's just fun to look at all these magical things. Be some advanced technology from another plane. Something that you wouldn't expect to see in this kind of setting. Something mechanical, some kind of automaton. It can also just be crap tons of money. Could just be an alchemy jug. Yeah, let's make some subcategories. Ooh. like something funny. Could be something dangerous. Unexpected weapon. Yeah, I got a couple categories we could do here. Let's go ahead and let's see. Actually do this. Let's go slash a lot of Juge repeating crossbows. I can kind of go along with what was I getting at with this one? All right. Go with not an item at all. So when you think artifact, you think like an item. Go with not the kind of item that I expect. So that includes this. I think this one can go under I mean, it's not really it's kind of a mix between not the item you'd expect and not an item at all. Also can go under the other one. We'll go with that's kind of item they'd expect. Another free thing. Go with cut you out from here. Put you at the bottom here. And will be silly items. Go with also one for evil items. That is this. These guys. An alchemy jug. Yeah, I think that'd be a funny one. It could be a super cool alchemy jug, but it's a freaking alchemy jug. I'd say, possibly, it was turn anything. It could turn lead into gold, like an alchemist, except it can make other things. It can make lead, make mayonnaise. It can make a miracle whip. Bag of beans. Inside this heavy cloth bag are 3d4 dry beans. The bag weighs half a pound plus a quarter pound for each bean. If you dump the beans' contents out on the ground, they explode in a D10, a 10-foot radius extending from the beans. Each creature in the area, including you, must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 5d4 fire damage. On a failed saving throw, a failed save, or however this much to a successful one. Fire ignites flammable objects in the area. It's like they've got if you plant it in a minute, it grows stuff. Toadstools, geyser, a tree ant. An animate, immobile stone statue in your likeness. Campfire with blue flames. 1d6 plus 6 shrieking sprouts. Bright pink. 1d4 plus 8 bright pink toads. Oh wow, it transforms a larger or smaller monster as a DM's choice. This is one that I think I want to get rid of from this playlist. I don't know, the start is just so unchill. I'm gonna go ahead and remove from playlist. There we go. A hungry bullet. The boulet. Fruit tree. A nest of eggs. Whoa. Ten. A giant beanstalk sprouts, growing the height of the DM's choice. Top leads with the DM chooses, such as a great view, a cloud giant's castle, or a different plane of existence. Trade your cow for a bag of magical beans. I don't want. That's funny. Ah, Jack and the Beanstalk. Oh man, that's a funny item. I'm gonna put it down for the lols, but I'm certainly not using it. Maybe this will just make me remember something, never to use this in the future. Trade your cow for these magic beans. Bag of tricks. Ordinary bag made from gray rust or tad cloth. Here is empty, reaching inside the bag. However, it reveals the presence of a small, fuzzy object. The bag weighs a half pound. You can use an action to pull fuzzy object from the bag and throw it up 20 feet. It's just like makes a monster appear. A lot of animals. Yarn balls that turn into animals. That one might be interesting. There are 3 different kinds. Maybe just cram them all together. Good old bag of tricks. Ooh. Belt. Giant strength. That could be cool. Makes your strength massive. Like strength 29. Let's put that under... kind of item you'd expect. Let's certainly make it Storm Giant. Alright, here's something. Candle of Invocation. Slender taper is dedicated to a deity and shares that deity's alignment. The candle's alignment can be detected with the Detect Evil and Good spell. EM chooses the god and associated alignment or determines the alignment randomly. Candle's magic is activated. The candle is lit. It requires an action. After burning for 4 hours, the candle is destroyed. You can snuff it out early for use at a later time. Deduct the time it burned in increments of 1 minute from the candle's total burn time. While lit, the candle sheds dim light in a 30-foot radius. Any creature within that light whose alignment matches that of the candle makes attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks with advantage. That's real good. In addition, a cleric or druid in this light whose alignment matches the candles can use first level spells he or she is prepared without expending spell slots. His spell's effect is as if it was cast as a first level. Alternatively, when you light the candle for the first time, you can cast a gate spell with it. Oof. That's interesting. I like that. Not an item at all. Let's actually kind of want to move these in a bit of an order that is sort of logical, at least from a means of progression. I kind of want to put you here. We'll start with something. We'll start with not the item you'd expect. Let's go with silly then evil. Doesn't matter at all, but I kind of want to order it like this. Sort of a logical, I don't even know what you'd even call it, but it's Make a slash. Let's call it, or yeah, planar setting. Keep that a bit vague. It doesn't need to be different plane, different world. Cosmology acts differently. Oh, how's it going, Matt? I just noticed you there. I was really into looking at everything. How's it going, if you are still around? I was really into thinking up stuff and looking at the DMG. Oh yeah, anyway, my idea. The candle of invocations. Where are candles made? Like, what is like a candle making? What's the history of candle making? I'm gonna look up candles. Wikipedia. Alright. History of candle making. Perfect. Exactly. History of candle making. Candle molding machine. Hmm. Na, 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 na. All right, let's go with candle means of mass producing, or let's go with quickly producing. Let's not go mass producing. Flying carpet, ape of the mount bank. Dark little blast him. Huh. I found like one of those corners in like books that, you know, it's like that corner that has too much paper, and so it's like dog-eared so that it doesn't, you know, do that. Interesting. I haven't actually seen any of these. Yeah, it's like the next page as well. I've never actually seen any of these in any of the D&D books. I wonder how these things actually happen. Circle of blasting. Cubic gate. This cube is 3 inches across and radiates palpable magical energy. The 6 sides of the cube are each keyed to a different plane of existence, one of which is the material plane. The other sides are linked to planes determined by the DM. Alright, so gates, alternate stuff, plane shift. Possibility. Eh. Not really that interested in that one. Aaron's Instant Fortress. Got another idea that I don't know if it really works with this setting, but a decanter of endless water. I could imagine in a desert location, someone that has this could become king. Like, imagine if they never have water where they're at, and someone comes around and is like, I'll take care of all your problems. Water. There. Everywhere. I could also give them a deck of many things. Hey, dirty crackhead, how's it going? No, I've got Windows 10. I think this is like Microsoft from 2006 though. So I can see, like Microsoft Word from 2006, so I can see why you would think that. Like, this was the only Microsoft Word software that I had on hand. And it works well enough. I mean, like, is this any worse than whatever other one is the thing? I should write that down though. I'm gonna make that a totally different. Like. I was thinking Google Docs. I mean, it probably would be better actually. because Google Docs would work better for using my tablet when I actually want to use documents in on my, like, when I'm DMing. So I may switch over to doing that at some point, but I've got so many files that are already like just Microsoft files. Unless I might be if I could transfer them over very easily, I might do that. Like, I've got so many. I don't know. I might try Google Docs. Okay, I'll look into a conversion and then maybe I'll work on that, because that would save me time of having to do it beforehand. And I could just do it and just send it all to my Google Drive. Just have it on my tablet real quick. Alright, man with a decanter of endless water brings... I know you can't see this, but I just want to write this down because it's a cool idea. Man with a decanter of endless water brings life back to a desert dwelling people, and they make him king. An idea for a setting or something. You can see my mouse, but you can't actually see what I'm playing with. Let's put this under probably some, like, history. Yeah, I'll put it in somewhere around there. And you just upload them? Gotcha. I might transfer it over one of these days. It'd take quite a bit of time, though. I have a lot of files I would want to transfer over. Anyway, deck of illusions. I got an idea for one here. Alright, so let's make this one. This is a silly idea. An ancient king used this to intimidate his subjects and solidify his rule. Deck of illusions, where you could create fake dudes. He's just like, ooh. Just imagine a dude like, hey, I can make this. I pull these cards and I can use my magic to create monsters or whatever. Like, oh, he draws the Ace of Hearts and, oh look, it's a red dragon. Fear me. Oh, I mean, as it's written, when the illusion ends, the image on its card disappears, and the card can't be used again. Eh. I'll strike through that one. Well, there is always the deck of many things. It may not even be there as the item. It just happened to have shown up there because it's a freaking deck of many things. Oh, that'd be a thing if it give him a freaking deck of many things. Oh man, and my players know what it is too. Two of them do. Chris definitely remembers. Steve, I don't know. Here's some powerful stuff in here. The throne. You gain proficiency in the persuasion skill, and you double your proficiency bonus on checks made with that skill. In addition, you gain rightful ownership of a small keep somewhere in the world. However, the keep is currently in the hands of monsters, which you must clear out before you can claim the keep as yours. Talons. Every magic item you wear or carry disintegrates. Artifacts in your possession aren't destroyed but only vanish. The moon. You are granted the ability to cast a wish spell 1d3 times. Oh man, a deck of many things. Oh yeah, this is some cool stuff. Gotta love magic items. Horn of Valhalla. You can use an action to blow this horn. In response, warrior spirits on the plane of Ysgard here within 60 feet of you. These spirits use the berserker statistics from the monster manual. They return to Ysgard after 1 hour or when they drop to 0 hit points. Once you use the horn, it can't be used again until 7 days have passed. 4 types of horns of Valhalla are known to exist, each made with a different metal. The horn's type determines how many berserkers answer its summon, as well as the requirements for its use. DM chooses the horn's type or determines it randomly. Alright, so basically it's silver, brass, bronze, iron in that order, and as it rises, it requires higher proficiency. So the first one, silver, requires none. Alright, well, silver gets 2d4 plus 2 berserkers, no requirements. Brass, 3d4 plus 3 berserkers, proficiency with all simple weapons. Easy. Pretty sure pretty much every class does, except probably wizards. Bronze is 4d4 plus 4, proficiency with all medium armor. And iron, 5d4 plus 5 proficiency with all martial weapons. So essentially, like, only fighters and barbarians, I believe, could get that one. Unless they took feats in there. So that would also be a really cool one. They heard possible truth. Alright, so yeah, this is the truth, and these are the possible items that it could go with. That's not what they expect. I don't know. I need to clarify that as well. Item. I think this should way of doing it. I should put this. This is the actual thing. Yeah, Horn of Valhalla sounds really cool. The Horn of Blasting. That's a real firecracker. Does some neat stuff, but there's a 20% chance it explodes and does 10d6 fire damage to the user. Alright, Horn of Valhalla. Let's put that in here. Alright, the Mace of Terror actually should be an evil one. I'm really liking this, but I'm also really liking the idea of it not being an item at all. I think that is probably the most interesting. But I also could stick a magical item around there too. So it's kind of like both of them. You have their cake and eat it. Or made a statue by a Medusa. And can be stored. So just someone that has been trapped in this location forever. I came up with another idea. Oh, I knocked the mic. My bad. Hope that didn't sound too weird to you. An idea of like a civilization that doesn't bury their like a whole. Okay, yeah, got an idea. A cool idea just for a cultural thing. A culture that doesn't let their elderly and sick die, but has them turned to stone by a Medusa. Are the Medusa, is that a proper noun in the monster manual? I'm gonna look that up. Capitalized or is it not, I wonder? It is not capitalized. You know, Medusa in mythology is a person. That's her name. But here, it's a kind of creature. No, not an Adusa, a Medusa. Alright. Culture does not let their elderly and sick die, but has them turned to stone by a Medusa. So they may someday be granted eternal life. Alright, we're listening to this song. There we go. This is kind of chill. I mean, it's funky, but it's also chill, you know? Dun, da, da, dun, dun, da, da, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's a neat idea for a cultural thing. Medusa culture. Alright. It's like the not an item at all is what I'm really looking forward to. That's what is most interesting to me. I could definitely squeeze in some of these other things though. Alright. Daren's Instant Fortress. Would that be a good thing? Yeah, I kind of want to put that here. That's kind of a silly one. Is that a silly one? Not a weapon. Certainly not what they'd expect. This would be pretty neat for Steve's character. And useful. But I kind of want it to be more... We can do a number of things. I want to put this somewhere else. But I don't know where I would put it. Just like not in this document, but something else. I'll kind of put this under here. I'm picturing they find this stuff in a kind of ruin. But what kind of ruin? Is it actually a ruin? Should I make it a ruin? An F-read bottle would be cool. I mean, it's just a cool item. I don't really think I want to use it because I already wrote down whole genie in a bottle thing. Go to instruments of the bard. That could be interesting. What kind of... Well, just a... like... Instrument of the Bards. An instrument of the Bards is an exquisite example of its kind, superior to an ordinary instrument in every way. 7 types of these instruments exist, each named after a legendary bard college. The following table lists spells common to all instruments, as well as spells specific to each one and its rarity. A creature that attempts to play the instrument without being attuned to it must succeed at a DC 15 saving throw or take 2d4 psychic damage. You can use an action to play the instrument and cast one of its spells. Once the instrument has been used to cast a spell, it can't be used to cast that spell again until the next dawn. Spells use your spellcasting ability and spell save DC. You can play the instrument while casting a spell that causes any of the targets to be charmed on a failed save throw, thereby causing disadvantage on the save. Okay. There's some cool stuff. I mean, I'm kind of wondering, because these are named after bard colleges. I feel like I would want the bard colleges to exist first, you know? I don't know if I want these instruments to exist very early, like in the history of this world. Macfarin. Like, I'd look up when these instruments existed, like a lyre. Certainly an older one. I believe a mandolin is more contemporary. I need to do that. I'm gonna make another... Yeah, I'd probably do that at some other time, is Instrument of the Bards. I'm gonna play with that later. Ion Stone. Alright. Let's go with... Ion stones that give you like certain things if they orbit your head. Iron bands of Ularo. No, that's not what I'm looking for. It's like a restraining thing. Iron flask. I'm gonna put... Alright, an iron flask could be another way. Trapped in a magical bottle. Or an iron flask, or rope, or da-da-do-do. Da-da-do-do. Alright, I'm starting to get to things that I already looked at before. Like manuals of stuff, the Mirror of Life trapping. Types of hunting. I think some funny ones here. Pipes of hunting and the pipes of the sewers. I just imagine they go on this magical quest and they find some, like a flute that allows them to control rats. That's the quest. Congrats! Potions. Magical rings, nothing super fancy, I don't think. Ring of X-ray vision, that's kind of funny. Because it's like, what the hell in this setting would they actually know what X-rays are? I don't think so. I think the Rod of Lordly Might could be cool. Although, I mean, it does a bunch of cool things. Yeah. Rod of Lordly Might. Rod of Rulership. Those are both logical things. To have in this sort of deal. Snaps, that power, blah blah blah. Days. That's the Eder. I don't really think I want to do steps. sort of life-stealing. I like that. I think that'd be kind of neat. Again, that goes to... We'll put that under the evil items. Not an evil item per se, but it's kind of like that. It looks so gnarly, I love it. God, it's such a cool looking sword. Man. Alright, when you attack a creature with a magic... just exactly what it is. When you attack a creature with a magic weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll, that target takes an extra 10 necrotic damage. If it isn't a construct or an undead, you also gain 10 temporary hit points. So it's not common to do. It's not like super great. There's a 1 in 20 chance it does its thing, and that might not happen at all in any given session. But when it does, it's neat. Alright, Talisman of Pure Good. It's really a really powerful thing. Talisman is a mighty symbol of goodness, a creature that is neither good nor evil. The alignment takes 1d6 radiant damage upon touching the talisman. Evil creature takes 8d6 radiant damage on touching the talisman. Okay. Alright, yeah, okay. Kinda makes it sound like, alright, so it does a 66 because it's not good or evil, and then if it is evil, it's another 86. No, it would have been better if they just said a neutral alignment. Either sort of creature takes a damage again each time it ends a turn holding or carrying talisman. If you are a good cleric or paladin, you can use the talisman as a holy symbol, and you gain a +2 bonus to spell attack rolls while you wear or hold it. The talisman has 7 charges. If you are wearing or holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge from it, and choose 1 creature you can see on the ground within 120 feet of you. 1d4. If the target is of evil alignment, a flaming fissure opens under it. The target must succeed a DC 20 dexterity saving throw or fall in the fissure and be destroyed, leaving no remains. The fissure then closes, leaving no trace of its existence. When you expend the last charge, the talisman disperses into motes of golden light and is destroyed. Cool. That's super cool. I like that. I'll put that on here. Evil items. Alright. Talisman of Pure Good. I don't think that's something that Chris's character would be able to use, though. Certainly not the kind of thing they could use for the gold that they want. But I do think I want him to have something. I think, well, that's the thing, is that I think I know exactly what he would bring back. Like, I already mentioned it. It's the... this thing. I should put this somewhere else. Well, I mean, it could kind of be that thing. And it's I know what it should be, because like the main villain is already gonna have it. Main villain needs to already have it for what I want to be doing to work. So, yeah, I'm gonna put this... cut that away. Oh, no, let's save it in a minute. I'm gonna put this under the campaigns, ideas. Nope. Not an ideas, ongoing. My main villain. Okay. I'll work on that later. I think we're gonna listen to that song too. I'm gonna need to edit introduction to include that item. But I'll do that in a little bit, but I think I'm probably gonna be wrapping this up in just a minute. Probably already heard this one too, but I love this song. Talisman of Pure Good. That's super cool. Rings, rope, bands, Sunblade, Sword of Life Stealing, Talisman of the Sphere. When you make an Intelligence Arcana check to control a Sphere of Annihilation, alright, while you are holding the talisman, you double your proficiency bonus on the check. In addition, when you start your turn with control over a Sphere of Annihilation, you can use an action to levitate it 10 feet plus a number of additional feet equal to your 10 times your intelligence modifier. Let's put that along with the we'll put this in here, the Talisman of the Sphere. Related to a Talisman of the Sphere? Talisman of Ultimate Evil. It's the same thing for as the Talisman of Pure Good, but the Talisman of Ultimate Evil. Wow. Man, imagine using that on a PC. Open up a fissure. Again, just listing items. Sword of Vengeance. That could be an interesting twist. Not a really special sword. But the positioning of it being this legendary item could kind of be the twist there. Tentacle Rod. Clear Thought. Of leadership and influence. How to make friends and influence people. That's funny. I want to write that down too. It's like Tome of Leadership and Influence. Dome of Leadership and Influence is actually just a self-help book. It's a magical self-help book. I am thinking of the right book, aren't I? How to make friends and influence people. How to win friends and influence people. Dale Carnegie. Published in 1936. It's one of the best-selling books of all time. That's incredible. Self-help. When did the self-help genre come about? Like late 20th century, yeah. Well, late antiquity, kinda. Hesiod's Works and Days opens with moral remonstrances. I mean, I guess, like, that's the argument to make there, but self-help. The legal context appears in the 1800s. And it's late 20th century, final third of the century, the tremendous growth in self-help publishing in self-improvement culture really took off. Something which must be linked to postmodernism itself. That's a bit what's that? What's the source? Sequel to History, 1992. Elizabeth Dean's Ermath. That's interesting wording. And McGee. What is that? That's McGee. Doesn't actually have like a source. I mean, it really took off something that's supposed to must be linked to. That's an odd thing they have in a Wikipedia article, like such a postulation. It must be. But yeah. Tome of leadership and influence. Is I just love the idea that there's a magical self-help book. Man, that's good. I like that a lot. A universal solvent. Ooh. Vorpal sword. Vorpal sword is exactly what they don't want, though. A lot of wands. I'll go with wand. Wand of secret. Abracadabra. Secret's one of two charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges. And if a secret, oh, secret door. All right, it's uncommon. I kind of thought it was gonna be something really fancy. Could always go with some sentient magic items too. Black Razor. wave. Ooh, tried to... Yeah, I mean, some kind of sentient. Well, I mean, sentience is kind of probably one of the more expected things that I would be doing here. But yeah, I think this is some pretty neat stuff. Magical sword slash weapon. A, let's just artifact. Like a holy grail. Or fragments of the true cross. A lot of this other stuff. Alright. Possible truth on which the myth based on. Based. But these actually should be like below what the actual item is. Like the holy grail. What else? I mean, those are very standard things. But I'm really liking the idea that it's not an item at all. These other things that are items could be related to it. Or there could be a number of red herrings that the more normal things could be like, oh, this is what it could be. But then I need to clarify that eventually that it's like, no, it wasn't this. It's something else. It's somewhere else. Like, legendary foundry that created magical weapons. That's very Knights of the Old Republic. I kind of like it. Yeah, I think we already know this one. And this one. But I'm almost done anyway. I'm pretty much getting this could certainly be part of it as well. It doesn't need to be only one of these. Like the singular item they're looking for, like they follow the myth and eventually figure out what it is. That would they should find it and figure out what it is. These other things, actual items, an ancient being that is now in our time could also go along with it. Kind of like this. This is kind of a neat little thing. I might be able to go along with the legendary foundry. Okay. Alright, let's also say... Alright, let's actually put this along with this. It's the item, the artifact was found by a follower of I forget the name that I gave it, their religion, and used it, obviously. And its secret was lost with them. Right, the ones that I want to have around, I'm putting in bold, which is why I really like it not being an item at all. It's... yeah. The artifact, how the artifact became myth. What are some other possibilities? I mean, we could always just go with it was created by a follower of their religion. It was a gift from a god to a follower of theirs that has been mythologized. To be of their religion. Example being Beowulf. Because like there are the manuscripts of Beowulf that we have now have been Christianized in a lot of ways, but the original stories were certainly not actually Christian at all. So it is an artifact of another religion that that the myths have made into an artifact of their own. That also might be kind of like the origins of Arthurian mythology. Well, somewhat. A lot of Arthurian mythology, like these Arthurian legends, are very much based around like knightly honor, which is a very medieval concept, and by the time they would be like those medieval concepts would be around, they would be Christian, but they are not inherently like drawing upon religion specifically most of the time. Let's go for irreligious, or we'll call it agnostic purposes. How do you spell purpose? Purpose, there we go. Like not having the U there threw me off. Possible truth on which Mrs. Well, I mean, these are actually kind of similar, aren't they? Possible way in which Yeah, these are kind of the same. I'd rather just actually put that there. And just how it became a myth is really just it became lost one way or another. Like, all of these explain how it became a myth, how it became a like Holy Grail sort of myth. I could find it, but it's entirely benign. Like, it's not magical, it's not anything. It's like if someone actually found the Holy Grail, and it was like, no, this is the Holy Grail. It's just a cup. Like... like, I mean, if like a devout follower that actually believed that the Holy Grail was magic, actually found it, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, knew it was the Holy Grail, but it did nothing. Alright, also... remains of a saint or holy person. That would be interesting. Remains. How could someone's remains... Alright, so the order doesn't have it. So... I should also have location. Obvious ancient ruin. Alternate plane. Also, could have just been stolen by an unworthy owner, so they don't even need to go on a... So that's kind of Indiana Jonesy too. That's not even super... I mean, it's like the Nazis already have it. They already have the Ark. And Indiana Jones is getting it back. But this is at the very beginning. They have the Ark of the Covenant. The whole movie is Indiana Jones getting it back. Unworthy owner. Or yeah, unworthy owner. That could include someone that's evil and it's used for evil purposes. Evil person using it for evil things. Collector that may be willing to part with it in trade. Corrupt priest? Possibility. I feel like the ancient ruin is too obvious. Why would it be here? Why would it have been taken here? It's not the origin of its... This wouldn't be... This is not the origin of the religion. So how and why would it have come to this distant corner of the world? Like slapping a finger on sort of that part of my hand between my fingers, but before my knuckles, like a slappy noise. Rough priest. Nah, that's not very good. Rough priest. Everyone would know where it is then. Yeah, the collector might not know what it is. Even that, I don't really like that. If anything, I want it to be having to fight the Nazis for it because they want to use it for evil. I've already listened to this one too. I probably said it was gonna be done soon, like half an hour ago, didn't I? I got another idea for what it could be. Not an item at all. I'm gonna go along with this. Lost Saint. That could be interesting. That has been preserved. Like these saints that have deity level powers. If they heard the lost scripture. Hmm. That could convince. Go convince. To become a believer. Ruin. Plane. What's lost in the Underdark? Not necessarily a ruin. I like the Lost in the Underdark. Or to listen to this one too. I like it, but let's go ahead and skip it. Love it, but I shouldn't have gotten rid of that other one because then it has me cycling through the whole thing. How many hours of music do I have on this? This is 6 hours 15 minutes. We've only been going for 3 hours 30 minutes. I'm getting unlucky getting these repeats. It could be an ancient ruin in the Underdark. An ancient ruin in the Underdark that leads to an alternate plane. And was stolen by... I could do all of it. I'd have to go through hell and back again to get this thing. It's gotta be a big adventure to get a lost artifact. I can't really do this last part. Until I know exactly what I want it to be. And also, it obviously can't be stolen if it's a giant foundry. Like if there's a giant mold for tons of weapons, can't exactly take that with you. I mean, if wasn't very foundry that created magical weapons, that could... I almost think it's a little too powerful, because that creates a lot of stuff. And that would... Oh, I mean, that would change the world. That does make it interesting. I have to be... everything that I have to do, I have to be ready for the players to do it and make a world. Because of it. Magical spell of catastrophic power. Also a possibility. How to summon a Tarrasque. How to train your Tarrasque. Kind of a weird song. They're wishing on a snowman, but they're crickets. They're crickets in the winter. With snow. Don't think so. Hey, Stalin, how's it going? This planning is going pretty nicely. This whole thing, this whole time I've been working on... Oh yeah, I like this guy's videos. Have I seen this one? Oh no, he did an animation from... Okay, I haven't actually watched this. I haven't watched the first season of Critical Role till that, so yeah, I don't know, I might watch that later. But Puffin Forest does some cool stuff. Got some funny stories. So, what two of my characters are doing in this area is that their whole backstory is that they are looking for a religious artifact. They could believe it's a magical weapon, like the spear that pierced Jesus' side, like a religious artifact, like the Holy Grail or the fragment of the True Cross, remains of a saint or a holy person, a lost scripture. But they explicitly want it to be false. They don't want to find exactly what they're looking for. And so I'm thinking about what it could be. And also where it could be. That's pretty important. So I've got a couple categories that they could be at. Like, it could first of all not be the kind I expected, like a necklace that freezes people, painting, or work of art. Let's go with magical, just to clarify. like some kind of artifact that is the bane of some evil being's existence, other different kinds of magical items, and why they are what they are, why it became a myth, why it's a quote-unquote holy relic. Deal with that later. Silly items that could be like, we have found the holy item, it's an alchemy jug. Yeah. So it's just like kind of an anticlimax in a sense. But I mean, they would find other really cool stuff, but the myth itself is pretty false. I don't think I want to go with it, but I kind of like the idea. Maybe it could be part of a red herring. It's like, we found it, it's only a bag of tricks. And then they get all depressed, but then they eventually find a real clue to what it actually is. It could be an evil item. May not be holy in any means at all. Maybe a weapon of destruction and malice. It could be something out of place, like a magical item that is from a totally different sort of setting. But what I like most is that it's not an item at all. A magical spell of catastrophic power, a great beast that was once used as a war machine, a legendary foundry that created magical weapons, a group of wizards, city of great riches and power, means of creating and controlling a sphere of annihilation, multiple. Someone from an ancient time with great knowledge, trapped in a mirror of life, trapped in a magical bottle or an iron flask, or made into a statue by Medusa. It could be a bound being with great power that could be controlled or set free, like a genie, possibly a revenant, an angel, a devil, demon, or maybe even a lost saint. I kind of like that one. Kind of leaning towards a lost saint. Epic boon, means of quickly creating candles of invocation. I can probably make this under a legendary founder creates magical weapons and or items. I like the idea of like having tons of candles of invocation. Dwarven city, a massive dwarven city. I'm just boogieing this tune right now. Massive dwarven city, massive dwarven ironworks, lost to time and disaster. There's like tons of other things that it could possibly be. I like it. now I'm actually going to need to be heading out soon. Maybe just a couple minutes. We got some neat stuff here. I got a couple leads that I will probably be working with in the future. The next time, I am almost certainly going to be streaming that other thing, that video game with World War II, Hearts of Iron 4. I didn't want to do it tonight because I actually would have gotten started at like 10 o'clock, and that's later than I'd normally like to. Tomorrow, next time, the Emu Empire will continue their march against every foe of Great Britain. It will be good and cool. Alright, maybe probably one more gem we can squeeze out of this. Let's see which ones we grab. Yeah. There we go. This is a good one. I think we actually kind of started. This is one of the first ones we listened to tonight, too. Whatever. What else? I don't really want it to be this one, because this is I don't really see how it would be known what it is. Like, it wouldn't be known to actually become a myth. But I'm actually just gonna... I'll strike this one through. I already have it written somewhere else. Well, yeah, I'll name the file after I'm done. Types of the sewers. That'd be quite the thing. Yeah, the Saint of Rats. I'm really liking not an item at all. Like this, I like this because it's kind of so benign, but it's also, it would also be really helpful for Steve's character. It's so simple. It's so simple in its own way. Alright, well, that'll be it for this time. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Rock over London, rock on Chicago. I'm Cyrock Mega. Have a nice day. Later.